I've got the grill fired up. It's time for some grilling magic. This is the Happy Diabetic Kitchen, the podcast about people who love to eat and cook healthy. This is your guide to the world of healthy cooking and conversations about happy diabetic living and lifestyles, where we simply turn ordinary ingredients into something extraordinary. Welcome to the kitchen, and let's get cooking. Happy summer, everyone. I am Chef Robert Lewis, the Happy Diabetic, and this is the internet's most delicious cooking podcast. I'm here in the kitchen getting ready to explore a healthy diabetic lifestyle. I want to take the mystery out of healthy cooking. I want to explore some amazing foods and my diabetic journey with all my successes and all my challenges. So welcome to the Happy Diabetic Kitchen. And hey, if you're new to the show, I'm happy you're here. And as always, I'm in the kitchen with Jason, my son, engineer and producer of the podcast. Good afternoon, Jason. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm great.
Happy summer.
Happy summer.
It's awesome to be here. We just got back from Chicago. We watched the White Sox play the Twins, the Minnesota Twins. That was a little disappointing.
Yeah, disappointing result, but it was a fun day.
It was great. The weather was amazing. And so it's great to be back in the studio. We've got a very fun show today, a topic near and dear to my heart, and I know Jason loves this too, grilling.
Absolutely, especially when you're the one manning the spatula.
Okay, whatever. But yeah, thanks. So I do love to grill. It's something kind of, basic and simple about fire and metal grates and steaks or chops, or in this case, corn.
Oh yeah,
you like that, don't you, Jason?
Grilled corn is one of the best.
Yeah, and we've got some really great recipes for that. What else do you like on the grill, Jason? Do you have any favorites? Hint, hint. I mean, I could be cooking.
I mean, of course, steak. I've always had a soft spot for barbecue grilled chicken.
Yeah.
Like any of your grilled veggies, I'm on board.
Are you a spicy barbecue or sweet barbecue?
That's a great question. I would say even though I like spicy in like many situations, I feel like with barbecue I might lean away from the spiciness.
Yeah. I know something I've been messing around with that I really want to get into more is less of the thick kind of ketchup-y sauce and like dry rub.
Yes.
I think there's some really interesting flavors with dry rubs, Mexican or Indian or Middle Eastern flavors.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah. So it's all about grilling magic. Should we get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. So today in the kitchen, and for the next 3 episodes, we're talking about grilling magic, the thrill of the grill. So this topic will be all about corn on the cob and how to select the best ears of corn and how to grill it up. Our recipe of the podcast will be grilled corn with an herbed butter sauce. We have an awesome Because of My Diabetes story and much, much more. So let's get cooking. We're going to start off the podcast with a Because of My Diabetes story. Simply finish this statement. Because of my diabetes, blank. Something positive, lemonade out of lemons. Maybe you've met some amazing people who might have helped you along the way. Tell us your story. Head over to happydiabetic.com, hit the send voicemail link, and record your story. This episode of My Diabetes story comes from my friend Scott Johnson from My Sugar. I've known Scott Johnson for maybe 10 years now, and we hook up at events all the time, and I happened to see him in Raleigh, North Carolina at a Taking Control of Your Diabetes conference. So, Scott, take it away.
All right, I'm Scott Johnson, and because of my diabetes, I have learned more about my body and my data and how I react to things. I've also met some of the most incredible people living with diabetes in the world.
Thanks so much, Scott. You're a happy diabetic rock star for sure. Hey, check Scott out at mysugar.com/blog. He's a great author, a great speaker, and Scott, I cherish your friendship, man. Thanks again. So I want to explore some happy diabetic myths. Here's the myth. Can people with diabetes eat sweets or chocolate? Well, the answer is yes, if eaten as part of a healthy meal plan or healthy diabetic lifestyle way of eating. Combined with exercise, sweets and desserts can be eaten by people with diabetes. They are no more off limits to people with diabetes than there are to people without diabetes. The real key to sweets is to have very small portions, save them for special occasions, so you're focused on the meal with more healthful foods. Now, Jason, these are also not true.
Okay.
Chipotle serves dog meat.
Not true.
Right. Mr. Rogers was a Navy SEAL.
Ooh, I would like that to be true.
Not true. Mark Zuckerberg is giving $4.5 million to 100 Facebook users who report his message.
I'm going to say no.
Yep, not true. Walt Disney is cryogenically frozen.
I feel like that's true.
Yeah, not true.
No.
And there was a story about a woman who woke up in a bathtub of ice to find one of her kidneys had been harvested.
Ooh, I'm going to say that's a urban legend.
Yeah, these are all urban legends, just like people with diabetes can't eat sweets or chocolates. So let's take the mystery out of simply the best grilled corn on the planet with a couple simple and few steps. So, for those that know, I live in Iowa. I live in the largest cornfield on the planet. There's corn everywhere. And by the 4th of July, what the farmers will say, knee-high by the 4th of July. But with all the genetic corn strains, the corn is amazing. It's tall. It's big. Although we've had a lot of rain here, it's been very wet and the fields were late to plant. But we have, I think, some of the best corn in the world. But when the weather gets warm, grilled corn on the cob is basically mandatory in Iowa and certainly in our neighborhood and for sure at my house. Sweet and crunchy with a bit of smoky char, so juicy it runs down your chin. What could be better? Of course, there's lots to do with corn when it comes to the cob too, like Mexican street corn, elote, or pesto and Parmesan grilled corn, or how about like buffalo-style grilled corn? I will post these all on my blog at happydiabetic.com. These recipes are great and should be very delicious. Okay, hold on. But before you get to the first bite, you have to pick out the best possible ears of corn. And here's what you need to know. First of all, when buying corn on the cob, the easiest way to find the best ears is, especially if you're at the supermarket or in a stand, is to peel back the husks and take a peek at the kernels. If you poke one of the kernels and they're all juicy and wet, that's really good. They should actually just kind of pop. So you can't really shuck 20 ears at the grocery store. People will start to look at you a little bit weird. But if you plan to buy 5 or 6 or a dozen, try to find the best ears of corn. Start by eye. So look at the ears with tight green husks and a golden brown, slightly sticky tassel. That's the hairy bit right at the top. Avoid any brownish, crackly husks and dry or black tassels. Feel the ear for plump kernels. Skipping those with holes where kernels didn't grow are a go-to tip for me. But of course, the only way to really know is to take some home and throw them on the grill. Now, the question is, Jason, I get asked this question all the time, husks or no husks? I'm a no husk kind of guy. What do you think?
I don't know. Don't have a real strong opinion.
Yeah, I'm a straight to the grill kind of guy. So if you want to go to the grill, to the mouth, as quickly as possible, here's what I like to do. I like to shuck the corn completely before slapping them on the heat. Now, what I like to do is grill the corn for about 10 minutes. Not much more or less. Now you're ready to dive in past the salt. So what I'm looking for, after I put a little olive oil, a little salt, possibly a little pepper on the grill, I've got the grill on medium, and I'm looking for some char. So I'm going to turn it till it's all nice and caramely. Again, it shouldn't take very long to cook it. Corn cooks very, very quickly. So how about this grilled corn of love recipe? I'm going to take 4 ears of corn, shucked, lightly brushed with olive oil, a little kosher salt or sea salt, and some black pepper. I've got the preheated grill up for about 10 minutes. So we're going to add the corn and cook, turning often until charred all over, about 10 minutes. Spread oil over the warm corn and season with salt right before serving. It's amazing. Now, here's a quick hack idea. It's just simply herb butter. I've taken 2 sticks of unsalted butter at room temperature. I'll take a 1/4 cup of chopped fresh herbs like basil, oregano, tarragon, fresh chives, or cilantro. A little seasoning with a little kosher salt, freshly ground pepper, mix it all up, and that could be my spread on this corn. And last night we had some family over, and we experimented with some Mexican-style street corn. They call it elote, and it was super easy to make. Again, it was just the grilled corn, and prior to grilling the corn, I took a little bit of mayonnaise, a little chili, some lime, a hint of sugar, some chopped cilantro, mixed it all up, and as soon as the corn came off of the grill, I just brushed a light coating of this mayonnaise mixture and some fresh Mexican-style crumble cheese, right? I mean, it was simply amazing. So corn, it's all about corn. Love corn. Again, everything in moderation. That's the happy diabetic lifestyle way of eating. Be sure to follow me on all my social links. You'll find them all at happydiabetic.com. Just look for all the links at the top right-hand side of the page. If you have a question for me, go to my website, hit the Contact tab. You ask questions, and I'll answer them. And who knows, they might even become part of the show. So, I have a question. Let's just call this the Happy Diabetic Quiz. Here's the question. What do you do when you blanch vegetables? Know the answer? Head over to my website, happydiabetic.com, hit the Contact tab. The first 3 happy diabetics to answer this question correctly will win all 3 of my favorite cookbooks. If you have a question, go to the website, hit the Contact tab, and good luck. If you're loving what you hear in the kitchen, please leave a comment or feedback at Stitcher, Google Play, iTunes, or wherever you're listening. Your thoughts and comments are really appreciated. I mean, tell your postman, tell your doctor, tell your pharmacist, tell your girlfriend, tell your wife, tell your friends. I think they'll really like this podcast. Our podcast is produced and engineered by Jason Lewis. Our theme music by the Happy Diabetic Kitchen Band, and yours truly, Chef Robert on the guitar. And of course, our kitchen mascots, Scout and Tucker. And imagine that, they're sleeping. Well, thanks for tuning in, and let me leave you with this thought. Jimmy Dean once said, "When I was a kid, I used to think, man, if I could ever afford all the ice cream I want to eat, that's as rich as I ever want to be." Thanks, everyone. So long for now, and remember, no one loves you more than me.